Hey, how's everyone doing? It has been a really long time since I posted a video, and there is definitely a reason why I have waited so long. But before I get into that, I thought I would let you know where I am right now. I am in Busan, South Korea, and I've been here for one full week. Actually, maybe a little bit over a week. I'm not really sure. I've been so busy, and it is so incredibly hot here. I'm from the Pacific Northwest, or I'm from Northern California in the Pacific Northwest, and I've never really experienced humidity before, and I'm melting. I am literally melting. At one point, I was walking up out of the subway or the metro, and I felt like I couldn't. I felt like I couldn't get up the stairs. I thought that I was going to die. I couldn't breathe. Like there was this pressure on my chest. It was only that bad for a moment during the day, but it is pretty sweltering. I am, yeah. Ugh. Anyway, okay. So here I am. I am in Busan, South Korea, and that is part of why I haven't made a video in a long time. Not the Busan, South Korea part, but the fact that I wasn't in Busan, South Korea, or China, or anywhere other than the United States. I had some difficulties with my visa applications going through in time, criminal background check, stuff like that. Anybody that lives overseas or tries to live and work overseas knows that that rigmarole is a rigmarole. But my whole purpose behind making these videos was to just kind of make this travel log for traveling and living abroad. And I didn't live abroad for 11 months. 11 months! That's how long I was in the United States. I was only supposed to be there for 3 months, and I ended up staying there for 11. And not because I necessarily wanted to, although, I enjoyed my time. I got to see a lot of my friends, and Portland, which is where I was living, is very beautiful. But I had intended on being in the States just for 4 months, and then I was going to go to China, and then I changed my mind on that when the first thing didn't come through in time. It gave me more time to think about between China and South Korea, and so I chose South Korea. So before I go on, I just wanted to thank everyone who has continued to come back and visit these videos. I am really amazed that people watch them because they're pretty long-winded, I think, and I'm trying to make it a goal this year to be more proactive with making these videos and to try and make them shorter and maybe have some purpose. I don't actually need any purpose. It doesn't really matter. They're just my experiences. So that's something to keep in mind, by the way. These are just my experiences, and so nothing I say is meant to be this blanket statement about the people or the place where I live. We can make some general observations about places, but it doesn't mean that every individual person follows these sort of patterns of life, and so and how people react to me and how I react to them is going to be different than how another person reacts to someone, and how that someone reacts to them. So nothing is meant to be this is how Koreans are, kind of a thing. It's more like it's just my experience, my perceptions, and some may ring true for other people who've lived in Korea or other Asian countries, and for people that haven't traveled, maybe it's just more like funny or insightful, or who knows, how you'll take things. But really, the main drive behind these videos, is that I hope that I can be somewhat inspiring to other people, and inspiring in the sense that I think that traveling and living in another country, especially a country that's really foreign from your own, really makes you a better human being. You are forced to interact with people who don't live life the way that you do, and it doesn't matter how much you think that they are living life wrong. You're in their world, and you have to adapt to their world. And when you return back to wherever your home is, you just have a different perspective on people and life. I mean, you're still going to continue to hate people sometimes, because everywhere you go in the world, whether it be your home or some other country, you're going to meet a jerk, because they exist, unfortunately. But overall, your perceptions, your viewpoint of the world broadens. And when our political leaders want us to bomb places or invade places or occupy, or we have pundits who like to stereotype and vilify nations of people, it is difficult for you, once you have met people from different countries, once you have lived in different countries, it is difficult for you to be able to listen to that diatribe, to listen to those lies, and you are not so easily blinded by propaganda into hating other people from other places, because what you know is that they're really just like you. They just live, their behaviors are different, or they have different cultural rules and norms, but right down to the heart of human beings is that everybody wants to live comfortably, and they want to have companionship, and they want to just if they want kids, they just want to raise their kids. If they want to have a good career, they might have, they drive towards their good careers, relationships, whatever. It's it's the same thing. Obviously there's extremist people out there, but overall, most people, pretty much their driving force, their driving desires are the same as yours. And so, you really learn that. I mean, it's something that you already know, of course, but it's just kind of like in your face, because you are always having to adapt, and you don't know the language or the places around you, and you have to really struggle with your mind and try to figure things out. And when a person is helpful to you, it's just so incredibly amazing, and it can just it can change your perception of a place, of your day, of just human beings. And we need more of those interactions, of course. But anyway, so yeah, the purpose of these really is that I hope that I can motivate people to take some chances and go out in the world. I know some people might watch this and they might look at me and they might say, "Oh, yeah, but whatever. You're probably some spoiled, spoiled white girl who has always had your daddy pay for everything, and that's how you get over to Europe, and I don't have any money, and I would never be able to do it. It's I actually came from a single parent, and I was raised on welfare. And so for 16 years of my life, that my mother and I were on assisted living, Section 8 housing sometimes, sometimes living with other families because we couldn't afford to live on our own. I barely graduated from high school. I was about to drop out. As a teenager, I saw my future as no future. I really thought I was going to pretty much die in the town in which I was born. If you asked me when I was 15 if I would be in Busan, South Korea, or if I would ever live in China or Prague or travel around Europe, I would say no. I'm gonna die in this town. I'll be lucky, to get a job at a supermarket. And I understand that feeling of watching something like this and seeing somebody that's saying, "Oh, it's so great, like anybody can do it," and it not actually being that easy. And I'll tell you that it took me many, many years. I'm 40. I'm in my 40s now, and it took a really long time for me to be able to believe that this is something that I could do. And I still struggle with those ideas of money being the only way to be able to do something. But there are certain resources, there are certain paths that you can take that can give you an opportunity to travel. So if you're young and you're in school and you think that maybe that living abroad is never a possibility for you, or even just different traveling because your family wouldn't support that, or it's just not even in their mindset. You can't see that you would ever have any money. Just keep in mind that you can. And I still don't have any money. I am always dipping into poverty level all the time. But even so, I sometimes, I just climb right to the top of that level and kind of get into, these things. I mean, I don't have any kids, so, that's something to think about. But come back, and I'll have, some more details on the things that I'm doing here. I'll try to do this weekly, and just as a final note, I am here teaching, and I'm in a really intensive school. I'm not joking. So I can't believe it. I'm going through the training process. So I'm in an intensive school right now. So I've actually for the past 2 days, I've only slept, or 3 days, I've only slept about 7 hours just because of studying. And I also got into a graduate program to study, get my master's in teaching English as a second language, because I really like having student loans because I think it's awesome. I love the pressure of being in debt for the rest of my life. But anyway, so for me, teaching is my career. So for some of you that might not be your path, but there are so many ways to travel. But teaching is a really great way to live abroad. So anyway, I'll try to talk more about that and be a lot more focused, and give you I don't think I'm going to give you any insight. That's the same thing I said about my experience in China. This isn't a video for how to get around Busan. I just suck at that sort of stuff. I mentioned it before. I'm not Serpentza. He's awesome if you're gonna go to China. And there's a couple here in Korea, and they have really great. I'll put their name in the link. But they have really great videos on just living in Korea. So there's tons of resources. I would just say that mine's just a travel log. Mine's just a recording of my experiences as a teacher and living in different countries. So, thanks for stopping by, and for those of you that have stuck with me through the past 2 years. Oh my God, 3 years. Holy shit. Thanks, and thanks for coming back after such a long break. Okay, so thanks for coming to my travel log, and I'll have some more information for you in the future if I can ever get out of my classes. Okay, bye.